Beautiful people, what is going on? My name is Lloyd Hogan, aka SwitchX. I decided to start a podcast just for the crack. See what happens. Just have a fucking list. Not even a list. There's just a few things that I have written down to talk about. And just see what happens. I probably go off on rants. I tend to go off on rants. It's going to be a bit weird talking to myself. Talking to a microphone by myself. I've never done this before. Well, if I had a podcast before, there was three episodes we recorded, 2 episodes that went out. But it was me and my ex, like, you know what I mean? So it's gonna be weird. Might be a bit weird for you as well, I suppose. But that's what I wanted. Well, didn't want it to be weird, but I wanted it to be me talking to you. Do you know what's going on? I want this to be like a conversation that we're having. Do you know? That's what this podcast is going to be about. There's going to be a podcast every week. One, me talking to you, see what's going on, update you on my life, see what's happening. And another one where it's going to be a conversation. Me and someone just fucking having a chat. And the first one is going to be with Spec. He's calling up to me in a minute. Again. Had an awful time there. We recorded an hour and a half podcast. Finished recording and it was great. It turned out really good. Finished recording and fucking found out that only my microphone was recording. So you couldn't hear Spec at all. I know he's going to do a rehearsal. So he's calling up to me again, I think at about 4:15. Something like that. So that'll be cool. We can fucking do it all again. Why not? Yeah, so didn't talk to you in a while, so I hope you all had a fucking nice Christmas, a nice New Year. I don't really like Christmas. I don't know. I don't see the point. I know, like, the whole religious aspect, but I don't believe in religion either. I don't know. Don't really believe in anything. Not that I don't believe in anything. I refuse to believe that there's a man up in the sky looking down at us. You know. I think maybe that there were just stories for something for someone to believe in, you know, to have for someone to have something to have some sort of understanding of the world. Yeah, that's what I think about Christmas. The dinner is unreal. It's really just like a roast dinner, I suppose, isn't it? Like an overhyped roast dinner. And they don't like New Year's either. New Year's is just a fucking, I don't know, like a party with fireworks. It's just the kind of party, but like a party with the world, I suppose, isn't it? Fuck's sake. Excuse me. Jesus. Oh, where's my can? Oh, forgot to get my can. Can of Monster there. Left it in the fridge though. Fuck it anyway. I got a PlayStation recently. I had an Xbox for ages. I had an Xbox since the first one came out. And I had the Xbox 360. And then I had the Xbox One and I said, fuck it, I want to get a PlayStation. It was really for Spider-Man. That fucking game by looked unbelievable. And I said, fuck it, I was jealous of everyone playing Spider-Man. And I wasn't playing it, so fuck it. I got myself a PlayStation. First one I got it down in Argos. And I say first one because I actually had to get 2 of them, but I only paid for one. I went to Argos, got myself a PlayStation, went home, and the fucking thing wouldn't connect to the Wi-Fi. Like it would connect, but then like it would connect for like a couple of minutes, and then it would just go off. Do you know what I mean? So you could be like watching something on Netflix, and then all of a sudden it would pop a fucking Wi-Fi connection last, and then it goes all blurry. The quality goes all blurry, and then it just stops. And it was a balls for online games then as well, because like, you know, in the middle of playing Red Dead Redemption and online, and all of a sudden alert, Wi-Fi connection lost, and you're like, what the fuck? And it's a balls as well, because I kind of like to I like to do like broadcasts and stuff on PlayStation. Kind of do it really after a few cans or something. I like to have a few cans at home, playing tunes or watching something or listening to music. But anyway, the Wi-Fi wouldn't work, so I brought it back down to Argos, and it was an awful time actually, because I had to walk down Dublin Hill, and what I was doing was bringing the Xbox One with me as well to bring into CEX. So I went down to Argos anyway, told Joanne about the PlayStation, was like, I want to get a new one, and she was like, so what I got was the bundle, the Red Dead Redemption 2 bundle with the PlayStation 4, and I got Spider-Man. So Joanne asked me, do I have Spider-Man with me? I was like, no, I don't. And she was like, I'm gonna have to. You're gonna have to bring Spider-Man in as well. And I was like, oh no. And she could see that it was bait. And boys, it was lashing rain that day, and it was windy. And I had the PlayStation in the box, in a bag in one hand, and I had the Xbox. Because I'm weird this way. I like to keep the boxes and stuff. So when I got the Xbox One, I got the Halo Master Chief Collection. So and it looked cool, because you know it was just like black, and I had like the Halo, not black, kind of grey, and I had the Master Chief on the front of it, and it was fucking cool. So I decided to keep it. So yeah, I had that in the bag, and it was horrible. It was just windy. I had to stop a few times and put them down. It was raining, the boxes were getting wet, and I fucking hated that shit. So yeah, Joanne said, and she could see my face the minute she said that I need to bring Spider-Man as well, because I knew I had to walk back up home with the shit in my hand, well, with the PlayStation in my hand, to go up and get Spider-Man to walk back down again. And then she asked, then where you live, and I said the top of Dublin Hill. And then she kind of, I don't know, went into the back and did something, and came out then and was like writing shit. And then she kind of took it, and then she was like, yeah, no, you're alright. She was like, there's no way you can, she goes, there's no way I let you walk back up Dublin Hill again in the rain to come back down again. I was like, thank you so much. I was like, you're a legend. So that was a nice lady. Yeah, so I got that PlayStation, and then fucking the same thing was happening again. So then I was like looking up online. I asked my cousin Gunter. He has fucking PlayStation 2, and he's pure, not a PlayStation 2, but he has a PlayStation 2. But he's pure good with that shit. So I asked him, what's the story like? And he was like, nah, he was like, the Wi-Fi for the fucking PlayStation is a balls. I was like, nah, that can't just be the reason. So I went to GameStop. One day I was getting a game. I said, fuck it, I'm just going to ask the dude behind the counter. Like, I was like, hey, I have a question to ask you. I was like, what's the story with fucking the Wi-Fi there buying the PlayStation? He was like, yeah. He asked me how many walls. This will tell you now how many walls is between the Wi-Fi and the PlayStation. Now, lads, I live in a fucking bungalow, like, do you know what I mean? There's only about 10 feet, I'd say, but, well, not 10 feet, but, like, fucking, I'd say, like, I don't know how feet work, but I'm going to say about 20 feet, right, between the front room and my room, right? So the Wi-Fi modem is hooked up next to the place, or next to the telly in the front room, right? So yeah, and then like my room then is where the PlayStation is, or no, yeah, my room is where the PlayStation is, and the same thing was fucking happening, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? Or yeah, and the fiend was like fucking, yeah, so oh shit, I can't fucking remember. The fiend was saying, yeah, how many walls? And he was like, what the fuck? I was like, I don't know, like 4. And then he was like, yeah, that would affect it now, alright. And I was thinking in my head, I was like, what? It was like the fucking 4 walls between the modem and the PlayStation is gonna make it seem like a fucking the worst thing ever. And he was like, yeah, he was like, you're gonna have to get a Wi-Fi booster. I was like, fuck, I don't even know where to get a Wi-Fi booster. So I asked him where to get a Wi-Fi booster, and he didn't know either. I think I might have to get one online though. But other than that though, the PlayStation is fucking amazing. Red Dead Redemption 2 is one of the best games I've played ever. I already finished it on the Xbox One, but I wanted to play it again anyway because I didn't. Shit, I don't know if I should spoil it though, because I know a lot of people haven't played it yet. But look, fuck it, I'm gonna spoil it. If you don't want to hear what happens at the end of Red Dead Redemption 2, then skip it there for about fucking a minute or two. But when Arthur dies at the end of it, like, I didn't realise that, like, all the side missions that you had, like, that you didn't do, and all, like, the, not hidden missions, but, like, no, like, the murdered body, or the killer fiend that you have to find or something like that. I actually only found, like, the first one. Not the first one, the only one I found was the one that's like, I don't know, it like a torso hanging from, like, 2 chains or something. That was the only one that I actually found, but, yeah, that one fucking, yeah, all them would go. I didn't realise that you wouldn't be able to play them again. I know you get to play as John Marston after, but I didn't even do that. I wasn't really interested. Kind of after that, because my plan going in was to, like, finish the story first and then do all the fucking side missions, like, and then I realised I have to do the story again. So I didn't mind playing it or getting it again for the PlayStation. Like, I didn't mind playing it. I didn't mind paying again. I didn't really pay for it. I suppose I got the bundle, like, still. And then Spider-Man is really fucking cool. I didn't finish that yet. I only played, like, I don't know, I'd say about 3 hours of it all together. I wasn't really that far into it. It's good though. It's really fucking cool. I got Detroit as well. Detroit Become Human. That's a really fucking good game too. The whole AI thing. It's basically you play as 3 different AI robots in, like, the future, where, like, the boys fucking AI are, I think it's like a couple of years after AI have been around, and you know, people have like signs and they, like, protest against the robots and stuff, and I don't want to spoil that because, like, I haven't, like, finished it yet, but, like, it's really cool. You, like, there's not much, like, action to it, but, like, the story is, like, the story is very good. You, like, pick what happens, you know, kind of like Bandersnatch. Bandersnatch was fucking very good. Fair play to the Black Mirror boys. Black Mirror is amazing. I think almost every episode is decent. I didn't like the one with the robot dog. Thought that was a bit stupid. I didn't even finish all that. I didn't watch the Christmas one either. I want to watch the Christmas one though. The only reason I turned it off was because I was planning on watching, like, an episode and going to sleep, and it was an hour and a half long. So I just skipped it. But yeah, that's very good. Inside Number 9 as well. Inside Number 9 is kind of like Black Mirror. It's really cool. There's one episode where there was like almost no talking. There's only like a couple of lines. It's about two boys robbing a house, so that's why there's no talking in it. Well, like the two boys don't talk, two main fellas, like two robbers. It's very funny. Shit, in the last time there when I recorded that podcast that's not going to come out with fucking Spec, we were talking about Monty Python, the funny walks, the Ministry of Funny Walks. Just kind of reminded me of that there. I don't know why. I got books this week. The other day. It was interesting. I never read a fucking book in my life. I started listening to the Blind Boy podcast. This is what kind of inspired this podcast. There's kind of two inspirations, I suppose, to this podcast. One would be Blind Boy and the other one would be Joe Rogan. I love Joe Rogan. I like listening to podcasts. I think podcasts are very cool. I really like the kind of conversation ones, like Joe Rogan's podcast, Doug Stanhope's podcast, Joey Diaz's podcast, the Church of What's Happening Now. They're good. I didn't really like the ones with people on their own until I started listening to the Blind Boy podcast and Bill Burr. Bill Burr does some podcasts on his own. Chris D'Elia and Theo Vaughn. And I thought it was cool the way they just kind of sat in front of a microphone and just talked for a while, you know, and just to see what's happening, like, you know. I thought it was really cool. Fuck. Sorry, lads, I'm scratching my legs. I have fucking eczema. It's the worst thing in the fucking world, boys, I swear to God. For those of you that don't know what eczema is, I don't really exactly know what it is myself, to be honest. It's not a disease. Well, I think it is, but I don't know. It's not contagious or nothing, like. You just get very, very itchy. And I have it fairly bad under my knee, like, shit, I don't know what that part of your leg is called. Like under your kneecaps. The other side of your kneecaps. The joint part. Both of them are itchy now. Oh. Yeah, it's horrible. I have it I have a kind of fairly bad there. But it's basically spread all over my legs. Have it in my inner elbow as well. Very fucking annoying. But I tend to scratch it until it bleeds, like. Oh, and it's very hard to resist. And I've tried like a load of creams and stuff, and I've tried a load of ointments. Oh, nothing tends to work. I've heard what's it called, where they stick the needles into you? Acupuncture. I've heard acupuncture is supposed to be good for it. I'd like to maybe try that sometime. Yeah, I was born with it, like. It's not nice. Not something you get used to. Depending on what material as well you have on you, like, can really hurt, especially, like, you know, because, like, I don't know about other people, but the most I tend to scratch is kind of at night time. Especially when I'm like asleep or about to go to sleep. That's when it tends to kick in for me, really. I know it has all to do with diet and shit as well, and my diet is awful. Absolutely awful. Tell you what I got last night? I got a savage munch there last night, boys. I was watching Titans on Netflix. I watched the first two online before they came out. Or, yeah, well, not before they came out, but before they came out on Netflix. And the quality was fairly shit. And I kind of wasn't really interested and didn't really kind of pay attention. And then, but that was basically just because the fucking quality was shit. So I said, fuck it, I'm going to throw it on there now on Netflix and see what's going on. Because it was on Netflix last night. I don't know when it went out, but I know it was there last night. So I threw it on, and it was way better. It looked a lot better than I thought it was. Yeah. So I ended up watching the recap by accident because I couldn't find the PlayStation controller. And I was like, fuck, there was a lot of interesting parts there that I missed. Oh, excuse me. There was a lot of interesting parts there that I missed. And I ended up getting really into it. And I said, fuck it, let's get a munch. So I got a Burger King. And I got they deliver now on Just Eat, and it's fucking amazing. I don't like talking on the phone. It's part of my mental health thing. I have went through depression there for a while. That's not nice. Tend to have serious anxiety as well. Don't like talking on the phone. I don't like talking in groups of people. I tend to get very nervous talking in groups of people. Even sometimes when I'm in a shop and I'm going up to someone at the counter, I know I have to talk to them, I get kind of nervous. If you're with me and we're going to get something to eat, I might just ask you to order it for me. I don't like talking on the phone. It's probably one of my worst fears ever. Other than spiders. I don't like spiders at all. Spiders fucking frighten the shit out of me. No matter how small they are or how big they are. And you know how that happened, how that fear came about? I was in my granddad's house years ago. I think I was about 9 or 10. Maybe even younger. I'm not too sure. But we were watching a documentary about spiders. And like eating shit and whatever. You know? And it was grand. I wasn't afraid of spiders then. And I felt something. I don't know what it was. It might have been in my head. Could have been just, I don't know, me jumper moving. But something felt like it grabbed onto me jumper and like pulled back or something. And I don't know why, but ever since then, I'm afraid of spiders. Interesting, isn't it? Absolutely afraid of spiders. No matter how small or big. If one of them is near me, I shit my fucking pants. Swear to God. I can't remember what I was talking about before that now. Oh yeah, me anxiety. I don't like talking on the phone. I normally get my sister to order food for me if I have to talk on the phone. I don't know why. Just frightens me. I'm kind of getting comfortable with it now though. Voice messages are very good. I like voice messages. I can send a voice message to someone. I think that's kind of half the reason why I started this, because sending people voice messages, and I tend to send long voice messages sometimes. So think of this podcast as a long voice message I'm sending to you on Facebook or WhatsApp or something. That's what it is. Oh my God. Yeah, so yeah, I went through depression for a while. I was on antidepressants and all that stuff. I took myself off them though. I know few people aren't going to be happy hearing that, but I did. I took myself off them. I don't think I need them anymore. I feel fairly good now. I feel a lot better. Oh, Spec just texted me there and saying he won't be able to come up. That's alright, kid. Don't worry. We can do something during the week or something. Tuesday, I'm off Tuesday. That's what I was gonna say. I'm off now, or I'm feeling fairly good now. I'm in a job that I like. I think that helps a lot. I was in a job that I hated for a while. Hairdressing. I used to be a hairdresser. Hated that. You know, some days I used to find myself going to work crying. That wasn't nice. But no, I got a new job in retail. Behind the till. And it's cool. It's helping talking to people. 100%. And I like it. I really like it. So that helps. What else? Yeah, the whole reading thing. Reading is nice. I started reading. The Blind Boy book. I read that. He's probably the biggest influence, I suppose, for this podcast. Yeah, I started reading his book. I know, like, it's nothing like, what would you say? Like, mad, like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's a bunch of short stories. But this is very good, though, and the way he writes it is fucking very good. I enjoy that. I enjoy writing. I enjoy good writing. I like that. Like a good song. I like reading a good song. Reading the lyrics, like. I tend to find myself going into rabbit holes when I find a song I like. Do you know, like, if there's, like, lyrics to it. Like, obviously there's lyrics to every song, but I mean, like, if there's fucking, no, like, meaning to it, or, like, hidden meanings and stuff to songs. Like, shit, let me try and think now. I don't know. I can't think of one on the spot, but, like, even, like, a good rap song, I love reading the lyrics to. Like, shit, what's a good one I could find out to read out for you? Shit. JID is fucking. I like reading his songs. Kendrick Lamar. I like reading his songs too. Like Nirvana. I love reading out Nirvana, or I love reading Nirvana lyrics. They're very interesting. Like Penny Royalty. Do you know? Like, Penny Royalty is probably one of their, like, most known songs, I suppose. They did like live versions and stuff of it. But like Penny Royalty, like, the first verse is only like 2 lines, like, I'm on my time with everyone. I have very bad posture. Do you know what I mean? And the thing is that Kurt Cobain did have bad posture. He had scoliosis. Do you know what I mean? From playing the guitar. Carrying it on his shoulder. Mad, isn't it? And then the chorus, sit and drink Penny Royalty. Distill the life that's inside of me. Sit and drink Penny Royalty. I'm anemic royalty. I love this line though. The first line of the first verse. Do you know what, before I get into that, I just want to show you the last verse, the verse 3. I'm on warm milk and laxatives. Cherry flavoured antacids. I don't know what the fuck that means, but I'm on warm milk and laxatives is fucking hilarious. How would you even come up with that, like? I suppose the heroin helps. But I love this line, give me a Leonard Cohen afterworld. I think that's interesting. Leonard Cohen was an interesting character. Very dark. I tend to like the dark stuff. I suppose that's where my love for heavy metal comes about. Love heavy metal. Slipknot, Korn, I have a Slipknot tattoo on my back, on my shoulder. I'm matching one with me and my buddy Gary Leahy. Friends from school, went to school in St. Aidan's. I'm hoping to get one of my old teachers from there up. One of my old Irish teacher, Rossi. I'm hoping to get him up here. Chat to him a bit about the stars. He loves stars. And the languages. Linguistics. He's an Irish teacher. He loves the Irish history and the Irish language and stuff. But he used to do like what would you say, like subjects, I suppose. Where he teaches I can't really remember, to be honest. Jesus, I left school 6 years ago. But he I don't know, I can't remember, about the stairs anyway. And taught us about like linguistics and stuff, and like about like his thesis. And he loves telling stories and stuff, so I'd love to get him on. I'd love to get my granda on as well, actually. My granda's hilarious. He has some serious stories. Bring him up here, tempt him with a few cans of Guinness or something. Be cool. I can't remember how all this happened. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, music. My love for music. And that's how I suppose as well how I kind of became a rapper. I think that stems from my godmother, my cousin, Rose Lockheed. She's a nurse now. But she used to mind me a lot when I was younger. And what was weird there was she used to hang around down by Dunn's in Ballyvillan on the steps, chilling up there. And that's where I used to hang around as well when I got older, when I became a teenager. But she told me a couple of years ago that she used to swing me or roll me in the buggy back and forth and sing Salt and Pepper Soup. So I'd go to sleep. So I used to fall asleep to Salt and Pepper. So I think that's where the whole rapping thing comes from. You know what I mean? I think the first like rap song I bought was like the Marshall, or well, not song, would be an album, I suppose. I got the Marshall Mathers LP. That was the first album I got. Very good. It was a very good album when it came out, actually. What happened to Eminem, boy? Eminem was fucking unbelievable, like. He still is, I suppose, but like, I don't know, boy. He's never going to be the same again, like. Do you know what I mean? I don't like the songs anymore. I can't listen. Like, I don't know. It's weird. I don't even like listening to his old songs anymore. It feels cheesy or something. Does anyone else feel like that? Or is that just me? Jesus Christ, I actually can't. I haven't listened to an Eminem song in fucking years. In years. Listening to Kim now, it just reminds me of me and Smurf back in the day when we used to shout at each other, mouldy fucking Kim, when we were drinking. Someone would play a Kim and me and him would scream it at each other. Or else it just happened once. There's a picture of it anyway, on Facebook somewhere. That's all that reminds me of now, like. Interesting, isn't it? Talking about new music, I suppose. That just talking about JID there. JID is he re-released an album this year. He's fucking amazing. He's really fucking good. Like, he's a rapper's rapper. He's what I like to call a rapper's rapper. You know what I mean? Like, he's a rapper that a rapper would love, and that's not like a bad thing, or you know what I mean? It's just what I think. Like, in my own head. Someone who's pure lyrical, like JID, Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole. They're rappers. And there's a few of them in Ireland as well. I think Spec is a rapper's rapper. Joan and DK, who is now Strange by Nature, he's a rapper's rapper. I don't think I'm a rapper's rapper. I don't really concentrate on lyrics as much. It's more the flow and how I can play with it. I stopped even writing. I found like a new way for me to write as well. I stopped kind of writing to bars. Anyone who kind of gets music, I suppose, will get this. Like, but what a bar is okay. Do you know how a hip hop beat kind of goes? I'm gonna beatbox now, and it's gonna be horrible. But you know how a beat would go like that. Every second is a bar, right? So that's and that's kind of how like a basic like hip hop beat will go do 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 do. You know what I mean? And I think it's like 90 between 90 and 95 will be the tempo, the beats per minute. That's kind of like an average hip hop beat, so that would be one bar, and then so every second, and then we say if we have so that bar is a line. That's one sentence. You know what I mean? That's the way I see it. It's one sentence, and then the second sentence that has to rhyme that last k that you have in the first sentence. That has to rhyme in the second sentence. You know what I mean? So, yeah, if that makes sense, whatever. That's what a bar is. And so, an average, like, not normal. Your average hip hop song would have 16 bars in the first, in a verse, and 8 bars in a chorus. So then it would be 16 bars, your 8-bar chorus, another 16 bars, the 8-bar chorus, and another 16 bars. And then maybe another 8-bar chorus at the end as well. So no, it's just so what I stopped doing was I stopped writing to the bars, and just kind of wrote what to whatever just I thought sounded cool. So that's my new way of kind of playing with hip hop, I suppose. I've wrote some stuff like that. I'm gonna try and record something there, but I'll be able to now because Spec isn't coming up. So I'm gonna try and record something there after I finish recording this. Something to yeah, I don't want to talk about it just in case it don't happen. It mightn't happen. I might just go home. What did I want to say? I wanted to say about lads, I had the most horrific encounter on a bus. When was it? Last night. Lads, I had the most horrific no, it wasn't last night. When was it? I don't know, it was during the week. Boys, I had a horrific encounter on a bus. And I learned a lesson from it. And that's exactly why I want to tell you this story. So, I was getting the bus home, the 207 up to Ballyvillan. And the bus was fairly full, do you know? I not packed, no. There was a few seats empty. But I don't like sitting next to people on the bus. I don't know why. I just don't like it. So I like to sit in my own on the bus. I'm one of those fellas that puts a bag next to me, so you won't fucking sit down. But to be fair, like if someone came over and was like, "Hereby move there, move your bag there," do you know what I mean? Like, I'll stop. I'd be like, "Alright, no bother." Do you know what I mean? I've no problem, like, do you know, I've like letting someone sit down next to me, but I just personally don't like it. I feel very uncomfortable when someone is sitting next to me on the bus. So I said, fuck it, I'll stand. And there was a young fella in like the first seat on the bus. Do you know what I mean? the first like singular seat in the bus. And he was like, you can sit down there if you want to. And like, I kind of took no notice, like, do you know what I mean? I was like, alright, bud, nice one, sound. So I sat down anyway, and only to hear his mother say, what are you doing? You're too young to be sitting on the, you're too young to be standing. And boys, I fucking looked back, boys, my heart dropped. I was like, I was like, no, there's no bother, you can sit down, right? No, the man was sitting down next to an old one. And I was like, no, there's no bother, he can sit down. And she was like, no, you're grand. So I was like, alright, okay. So I just kind of sat down, you know. And they had a conversation between them. Now, like, the bus is fairly full, like I said, and the young fella is like fucking standing in like the thing on his own, in the aisle on his own, and the mum is kind of like, they're kind of having like a shouting conversation, you know, like of her like telling her to come over and sit over, you know. So I like to come over, sit over, and he was like, no, it's okay. And she was like, you're too young to be standing on your own. And boys, I just fucking, oh, Jesus, I felt like shit, right? And then just an extra kick in the face. Then the one, right, got up. Now, I knew already that like they were kind of having, that they were like talking, because they were talking like as I like was kind of standing for a bit before the young fella let me sit down. So the one got up, and the young fella went over and sat down. The old one just kind of got up and just sat down next to someone. She didn't give a fuck. And boys, I felt like the worst fucking fiend in the world. Do you know what I mean? I really did. I felt like the whole bus was looking at me the whole time. And like, boys, all this happened in the space of like 30 seconds. Do you know what I mean? Fucking hell. I was getting off the bus then, and I was just like fucking, just look back at her and I was like, sorry. Jesus. It was horrible. Fucking horrible. So the lesson I learned from that, boys, is sit next to a stranger. It can't be worse than feeling like the whole bus is looking at you. Do you know what I mean? That's horrible, like. Don't let that happen. What else did I want to talk about? Hazy. Have any of you heard that song? You should really fucking... No, but that's what I was talking about. I was talking about new music, and I wanted to talk about Hazy. Because, he's letting me play a fucking... I asked him, could I play a clip of it for you? So I'm gonna play this clip there now. We're 43 minutes in. Nice one if you're still listening. Yeah. I want to play this little clip for you. Hazy is a rapper from Ireland, I suppose. Yeah, from Limerick. He's very good. He's fucking unbelievable. And he released this video. I can't remember who with actually. I'll talk about this after. I play the clip. I'll just play the clip for you first.
The reason to why I'm broke nuts and trying to find focus with a level head, but what's that sound from around? Bang, ba bang, ba bang, bang. Oh, fuck it, he's fucked, but I love this new me. Screaming fuck it in public as if no one knew me. These sucker and Usher's puppets on Geppetto to these strings. Fuck around, grab B, leave you in the middle of the sting. So go to sleep now, hush, hush. What you feel deep down, is it lust? Just let me creep round inside your dreams. Just let me see just how you see. So go to sleep now, hush, hush. Just go to sleep now, hush, hush. You're right, nothing but pussy, see I'm the dog that bites back. Sick of keeping shit together, so tonight I might snap. No lies in these rhymes, man, here's just writes facts.
So that was Hazey Haze from Limerick. And I asked him could I play it, because that fucking tune is sick, boy. So yeah, the boys put out a video, Sesh FM, I think that's the channel that's up, and anyway, I don't know who like they directed it or not. I don't know if it was the boys' prescription. It's a mad thing they have going on in Limerick, prescription. just a load of boys who love music, and they're mad putting it out. Like that dude, what's the name of that dude? I fucking love him, boy. There's 2 tunes there that he has on fucking, what's it called? Bandcamp. I think his name is Citrus or something. Let me try and find his name there now before I talk about it, because I want to get his name right. Antenna. I think the Antenna is the name of one song. Yeah, Citrus. He have 2 tunes there, and I'm gonna buy them right now. Actually, sorry lads. 2 seconds there now. My apologies. Check out now. Okay, I'm gonna add it to my basket. Okay. Yeah, so yeah, he's fucking sick though. I love him. It reminds me of Isaiah Rashad from TDE. Reminds me of him. I think the tune is fucking unbelievable. There's another one as well. I can't remember the fucking name of it though. That tune is sick as well though. He's fucking unreal. Yeah, but the boys up in Limerick, boy, are doing crazy shit. Like John and DK there, I was talking about him a while ago. He's fucking sick. I wanted to talk about as well the fucking books that I got. That's what I wanted to talk about a while ago. I thought, like I said, I tend to go off on tangents. I forget what I'm talking about and I just go off, do you know? But yeah, I got 2 books. I got I wanted to get that was the crack of a can of Monster. The green one. Oh, yummy, bah. I'd never can of Monster in ages. I got M.R. Martin. I think that's his name. I'm terrible with names, boys. I'm telling you now, I'm gonna have to look this up here now as well. I think it's M.R. Martin, but it's basically a book of short ghost stories. He's I know nothing about him. Yeah, he was 1862 when he was born. Died June the 12th, 1936. Fucking hell. Madness. Yeah. M.R. James. That's his name. What did I say? M.R. Martin? M.R. James. It's a book of short ghost stories. I'm mad into horror and shit, so I knew I wanted to get something scary. Because I never read before. The only books I read were like books we had to read in school, and that was only because I had to, do you know, and didn't really pay attention to them. Like, didn't really like them either. But yeah, I didn't even start reading it yet because I got James Joyce's book Ulysses as well. Very fucking hard to read. I know that's the point of it, like. But I like it though. I tend to read I tend to read a bit and go to sleep, and then like the next night read them same pages again. And then like because it's very complicated, so I find myself going back on some parts to just read them again just to make sure I'm getting it right. But it's good though. I'm only a couple of pages into it now though. But I'm mad into that blind boy book. I'm after reading the first 2 stories now. First 3 stories. 2 stories. The one first one is fucking hilarious, by about what is it? Like a fella that kills his ex-wife's not kills but tortures his ex-wife's new fella. They're all in one like little village, I think. And they all go to this pub on a Thursday. And every time your man goes into the ex-wife's new fella goes into the jacks to take a piss, he comes out with his jeans covered in piss, and every time he comes back out, it grows an inch. The piss sprawls up his leg. And every time it gets to his shin, the man has an epileptic fit. And he has enough of having an epileptic fit. Because every Thursday he has an epileptic fit because of the man's piss in his jeans. Fucking hilarious. That's what it was good to be introduced to reading to, because it was fucking hilarious. It was so funny. The second one then was very good. It was written as a TED Talk. Fucking hilarious. While I was out smoking fags there, I took a little break there while I downloaded the fucking Hazey tune. Just got it off YouTube there. But I saw something there that Joe Rogan just posted, and I wanted to read it out because I thought it was very cool. It's a quote by some fella. It's a quote by Bukowski. It's Bukowski, and then there's a comma, and then it's factotum. I don't know if his name is Factotum Bukowski or if his name is whatever, but it says Bukowski anyway. It's a bit long, but I'm going to read it out anyway because I think it's nice. It's nice. If you're going to try, go all the way. Otherwise, don't even start. This could mean losing girlfriends, wives, relatives, and maybe even your mind. It could mean not eating for 3 or 4 days. It could mean freezing on a park bench. It could mean jail. It could mean derision. Sorry. It could mean mockery, isolation. Isolation is the gift. All the others are a test of your endurance, of how much you really want to do it. And you'll do it, despite rejection and the worst odds, and it will be better than anything else you can imagine. If you're going to try, go all the way. There is no other feeling like that. You will be alone with the gods, and the nights will flame with fire. You will ride life straight to perfect laughter. It's the only fight there is. It's fucking cool, isn't it? I fucked up there a bit when I was reading it out. I'm not the best with fucking reading on the mic. I'm terrible with recording sometimes. Sometimes I can be good at it, but sometimes I just fucking get ahead of myself. Or sometimes I rap a bit fast and I can... Yeah, it's horrible. Anyway. Yeah, it's very good, isn't it? There's no other feeling like that. Go all the way. I get that too, like. I get that with writing. That's one thing I can compare it to, I suppose. Do you know when I'm sitting down to write, like, and there's a beat playing and I think of something and it's just like, well, I don't even let myself think of stuff anymore. I just write. Do you know what I mean? I don't care what I write. I just, oh, sorry, I hit the microphone and that. I talk with my hands. I just write like a motherfucker, like, do you know what I mean? I don't care what I say, and then at the end of it, then I look back and be like, it's good, or like, do you know, like if there's like some like parts that I have to change or whatever. I think that's it, and I think that's the best way to do it. Like, you can't, you're your own worst critic, like, you know, and I think you can't let that stop you from what your mind wants you to do, and that's just from like a creative perspective, you know. I think anyway. You just have to let it happen, like let your mind just take over, and just your fucking mind will guide the pen when you're writing, you know. Or my mind will guide my fingers, because I don't write really anymore. I tend to write stuff on my phone, which is a buzz, because sometimes I fucking lose it. That's not nice. Do you know what just going completely off fucking topic there now. But you know what I fucking just remember there, just talking about Red Dead Redemption 2. Is it not like the funniest thing ever that when you're in the snow, the balls of your horse shrinks, and then when you're in a warm place, the balls drop? I mean, like, the amount of effort these boys put into that game, like, is just unbelievable. Like, do you know what I mean? The amount of shit that they did. I was nearly eaten by a fucking lion fucking yolk there last night. for the first time. Frightened the shit out of me. Walking around looking for I only started the online thing there recently. And I'm starting to do the kind of stranger mission things, and one of them is to go out into this kind of desert joke and look for, I don't know, some boys. I can't remember. I wasn't really paying attention to the story, to be honest. I don't like the way your character doesn't talk. I don't like that. I think he should have a voice. I think that's very annoying. What person doesn't talk? Like, if they wanted to be realistic. You know what I mean? But anyway, we have to go into the desert and kill these boys. And yeah, a fucking lion yolk jumped out at me and grabbed onto me neck. Shat me fucking pants, I did. Jesus. I shat me pants twice in this podcast already. That's lovely, man. I started, well, I didn't start, but I want to start a blog of short stories, because I love writing. I love writing stories. I used to love writing essays in school. But then it was like it was mostly kind of like horror essays. You know, and they were a bit mad, like they were a bit off the wall, they were a bit violent, a bit controversial. I don't want to talk about it in the podcast. I don't think you need to know what what kind of mad shit I was writing when I was 16. But yeah, they were a bit fucking twisted, like. And I started writing a novel before. Not a novel, I suppose, like, but a book. I started writing a book before. And then that just kind of fell apart. I had ideas for it written out, and I had a few characters and shit, and then I just said fuck it, like, which is a balls. But yeah, I started writing these short stories. And the first one that I want to put on the blog, I have the first draft to. It's like 818 words or something. What I basically did with it was, I took a day I had, the day I went in to get the books actually, I took that day and wrote that as like a mad story, I suppose. Just shit that, like, some of it is true and some of it obviously isn't. Like, there's a part where, like, I grow wings. And it's not necessarily me either. I didn't put it into perspective. Well, I did put it in this perspective as me, but I don't want, like, this story to be me, do you know what I mean? You're hearing that character's perspective. Yeah, so I want to start doing that. I think that would be interesting. Because, like I was saying, like, I used to love writing essays in school and all that shit, like, so fuck it, why not? Like, it's the worst that can happen. People don't like it, that's okay. I don't mind that. No one reads it, that's okay. I'm only doing it for me anyway. I hope people listen to this podcast though. I hope you got this far at least. It'd be really cool. I don't know where it's gonna go. I don't know what sites and stuff it's gonna be on, where you can listen to it. I have started a Facebook page though. Check out the Facebook page. It's the SwitchX podcast. I think it's the same on Instagram. I'm on Twitter as well. I don't really like Twitter. I don't know how to work it. I don't know. I can't remember the Twitter name. Try and get it up there now. think it's just the SwitchX podcast as well. Or I think it's the SwitchX Pod C1, isn't it? Yeah, the SwitchX Pod C1. Because the SwitchX podcast was too long or something, I think, or else they just wouldn't allow me to do it. Bastards. Yeah, check it out on that. I'm doing it with this company, I think, called Libsyn. And I think they're going to put it out in places for me. I'm already after paying them anyway, so let's see what happens. Oh, shit, it's an hour now. Cool, that's kind of like how long I wanted it to be. We could leave it here, I suppose. Hopefully the next time you'll hear me, it will be with Spec. It won't be as laid back as this podcast, just because I'm on my own. There's no point in getting fucking all hyper and shit, is there? Yeah. Thanks for listening, lads. If you enjoy it, I suppose, whatever you can do with it, do with it. Share it, give it a like. Fucking, I don't know. Screenshot it and put it as your story on Instagram. Write down everything I say and send it in a letter to your nan, who doesn't like phones or the internet. Yeah, I suppose we leave it at that. Have a nice week, a nice day, a nice morning, a nice night, whatever time you listen to it. Go on, so. See if I can find a verse that I can do for you if you want to listen to it there now, for the crack. We'll do this one there for the crack. It's an old one, but look, if you're a fan of SwitchX, you probably know it, I'd say. Hyperactive sniper rapping, no lighter rapping. With the fire casting, higher grabbing and the viper snapping. Violent, wicked, the style is different. Madness, smile just vivid in time, I'm spitting. Sadness into, see what the kid do. The next victim of my sadomasochism is you. So make room. Witness the sickness will make the ghosts and demons rise. It's vicious. Yeah, that's a little short one there, no? Nice little one there to start it off, I suppose. Song for listening to me rap and talk for the last hour and 3 minutes. You're all legends. Go on, I let you go. Sound again. Bye.